Hi, I'm Lindsay Bennett, Healthcare Executive. In today's video, I'm going to answer the question of how do I stay on top of healthcare industry changes? With all the regulations, reimbursement models, payer rules, and technology constantly changing, how do you stay ahead? Well, for starters, I don't rely on a single source. Instead, I have a system. The first layer in that system is associations. The Healthcare Financial Management Association, or HFMA.org, is a valuable resource where you can hear from healthcare CFOs and large hospital systems. And that is probably the association that I've been a member of for the longest amount of time, and it's one of my personal favorites. There's also the Medical Group Management Association, which is very valuable if you're working in a medical practice environment. As far as association news, I stay on top of that at least monthly, if not weekly. And they also have local events that I can attend and network with other professionals. The second way that I stay on top of industry changes is through major industry publications. And one of those is Becker's Hospital Review, which is actually a lot of publications. There's Becker's Hospital Review, there's Becker's Payer Issues, there's Becker's Revenue Cycle Management, there's Becker's CFO Review. All four of those are things that I read regularly, by the way. But there are several other Becker's publications that might be relevant for you. And some of those, and there are so many that I have to look at my list here, but some of those are Becker's Health IT, which I monitor as well. Becker's Physician Leadership, Becker's ASC Review, Becker's Spine Review, Becker's Behavioral Health, and there's even Becker's Dental if that's relevant for you. It's also worth noting that Becker's has a podcast, which is really valuable if you want to know how healthcare CEOs, CFOs, and other executives think and what issues they're facing. And I actually like to listen to that on my drive to and from school with my children. Besides Becker's, you also have Fierce Healthcare, and Fierce Healthcare also has Fierce Biotech, Fierce Pharma, and Fierce MedTech. So again, you just pick the things that are the most relevant to you. As far as industry publications, I'm staying on top of those at least weekly, if not daily. Another great source of information is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, and the MACs, which are the Medicare Administrative Contractors. And there are several of those by different region, and you can subscribe to their newsletters. They have great training on their websites. CMS has its innovations page where you can learn about new payment models. So there's a wealth of resources out there and things that you can sign up for and monitor. There are also communications from individual commercial payers, and there are the state Medicaid bulletins if you are dealing with Medicaid a lot. And in my case, I'm dealing with Medicaid in multiple states, so that's an important resource for me. The next resource I'm going to tell you about is kind of a well-kept secret. This is just something that I personally do. It's not as well known, but I like to read the SEC filings for publicly traded companies in the industry. That can be hospital systems. It can be revenue cycle management companies that are publicly traded. It could be post-acute providers. But what I like to do is go to their company website. And if you click on Investor Relations, then you should be able to see all of their SEC filings. And the one that I like to look at is the 10K report. And the reason for that is that they have to do an industry outlook. So you get to see the insights of economists and other professionals, and they have to disclose all the different threats in their industry, all the risks, all the new potential regulations that could impact them, etc. So there's a wealth of information in that. And there's also management's discussion and analysis, which is another section of that 10K report. And it tells you why they have favorable or unfavorable results and the different things that are driving those results and what they're grappling with. And that can be really valuable information. Now, I only look at that on an ad hoc basis, maybe once a year, or sometimes if I'm doing a pro forma for a new line of service, then I might be looking at their financials as a benchmark or a reasonableness check, or I might want to just look at the industry outlook in general for volume assumptions, but that's something else out there that you can look at. To stay on top of reimbursement changes, my favorite sources are the MedPAC report, which is the Medicare Payment Advisory Committee. And they do a nice comprehensive summary of how different provider types get paid. And they give you some good statistics where you can just kind of see how payers perform across the board. And then as far as the actual payment rates or changes to the rules, I read the final rules that are published in the Federal Register each year. So when the new reimbursement rates come out, other changes like quality reporting systems or new definitions or rules are in that Federal Register. It can be a little bit long to read, but it is worth reading, and it's only once a year. And then for compliance reasons, I will monitor the OIG or the Office of the Inspector General site or the RAC sites, which are the Recovery Audit Contractors, because they'll post the different topics that they're looking at. So you can get ahead of risk and be proactive in your approach to compliance. I hope this video was helpful. If I missed any resources that you like, please take a moment and put it in the comments below so that other people can see it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.